sitting here with my dear friend of about 10 years. This is Shayne Broadwell. She's one of our senior teachers and the lead director of our teacher training program. We're just going to have a little jam here a little bit and get to know Shayne a little bit better. How's it going?
Going good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, Shayne, how long have you been teaching yoga classes?
I've been teaching for about 12 years total. I've been in the Milwaukee area now for 10.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
All right. And now we're going to be launching a teacher training program here at Yama Yoga True North in September. And this is Shayne's system and protocols. Could you tell us a little bit about what our potential new students could expect in that?
Yeah, one of the things that was really defining in teacher training, original teacher training that I took, was that it was more about how yoga can really affect your entire life and how it can help you be the best person that you can be, as well as obviously learning how to teach. So it was very life encompassing. So that is one thing that I think that perhaps differentiates us a little bit in what we do, is that we do focus a bit on, again, creating yoga as a lifestyle, as well as giving you all the tools that you need for teaching.
So is it safe to say that it's kind of built around not only acquiring the tools to facilitate yoga classes, but also very much around personal growth and transformation?
Yes.
Lots of like self-study and stuff like that.
Yes.
And are you going to be the only one teaching the training?
I will be the one who is probably the most seen as far as teachers go, but we have a lot of amazing teachers here at Yama Yoga True North, so a lot of the lead teachers here at the studio will also be coming in to teach segments. That's super exciting, including you.
Cool. Yeah, I'll have a little something. We'll do a little something in there. Now, I see we've got 3 workshops with you coming up here at the studio. The first one is props for the enhancement of your practice. Looks like that's happening Sunday, March 24th. Mm-hmm. Could you tell us a little bit about what that delivery is going to be all about?
Sure. I think sometimes props are looked at as, something that we use when something's wrong with us. So part of it is demystifying that, and props can be used to, yes, make things easier. Sometimes they can also be used to help facilitate a little more challenge in our practice. So it'll be a combination of learning how to use props for specific ailments or injuries that somebody might be dealing with, struggling with, but then also, how can we use props to enhance our practice in either direction?
So it sounds like it would be good for
all levels.
Someone brand new to yoga, and even a yoga teacher who wants to cultivate some more knowledge around putting that in their classes.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
And then another one on, looks like it was this April 7th, Introduction to Arm Balances. And that sounds a little bit intimidating. What do you got for us in there?
Yeah, arm balances for a lot of people are very intimidating. So this is helping people understand how to integrate their core strength into the arm balances, and eventually that might take you into inversions as well. But bringing that knowledge into the body so that it's less about actually arms and more about how to get light from the inside.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. Now the creative sequencing workshop, this is happening May 19th. Now one of the things I've always loved about your classes is how you always have this really, it's almost like your classes are like a work of art. They're really gracefully and skillfully put together. Is that what this one is going to be about? It's like how to sequence a yoga class. I mean, it's creative sequencing. So are you going to be sharing a little bit of your tips and tricks?
Yes, I'm going to try to help get people into the workings of my mind slightly as to where some of the creativity comes from and how I sequence, which actually is a little bit more of how we're looking at the human body and how it functions in space more 3-dimensionally. So we'll be kind of diving into that with some fun. This one's like one of my favorites to teach. It's lots of fun little activities that we do. And then keeping in mind that we also want to make sure that we're really working with the human body also functionally. So it's not to be creative just to be creative, but it's how can we best serve our students in 60, 75 minutes, whatever it might be, so that they leave feeling amazing in their bodies.
Now, you are on your way to becoming a practicing physical therapist. Is that right? Where are we at in that journey?
I'm already actually a physical therapy assistant.
Okay.
So I'm done with school, finished boards.
And are you
practicing?
bringing some of your knowledge from your traditional training into this workshop?
Yes, there may be a little bit in the creative sequencing. Definitely in the props, there'll probably be a little bit more of some of that as well. Of again, working with potential injuries and stuff, and how to incorporate that. And it'll definitely be part of the teacher training too. Some of that knowledge.
All right. So the creative sequencing, it's designed for yoga teachers. Would someone who's not an instructor want to take that?
They definitely could if they wanted to work on their own home practice and maybe figuring out how they could be maybe a little bit more creative in their home practice. It could be beneficial for that as well.
All right. Now, I know one of the things we're doing an extended workshop series over the summer as a gateway into the teacher training program, kind of like so people can get a feel for what it's going to be like in teacher training. And I know we have something worked out where their time spent in those workshops can go towards their YTT certificate. Is that right?
Yeah, so the workshop series is designed for people who just really want to deepen their practice, and it could be used then if they decide they want to go onto the teacher training, those hours could count towards the teacher training. If they want to do it separately just for, again, their own self-growth and development, then that's something they can do completely separately as well. So it's really designed to dive into some of the practices that we don't always see in public classes. So, some of the mantra work, mudras, some of the deeper breath practices, a lot on some of the philosophy of the yamas and the niyamas. And then there'll also be a workbook that will be a tool for them to use to build a self-meditation practice, a home practice. We'll be diving a little bit into some of the postures a little deeper so they really feel comfortable with a home practice, knowing they're doing their posture as well.
What is it that sets you apart?
I think that really my goal for the classes is to, again, help people discover the best version of themselves, which is already existing. It's just, we're moving through the postures, we're breathing to start the process physically of diving into some of the deeper aspects of self, but I do layer in a fair amount of philosophy, if you will.
The other class that Shayne is going to be teaching is one that her and I actually teach back and forth. I'll be on one week, Shayne will be on the next, and we're calling that class Eye of the Tiger. Now this is our only advanced practice on the weekly schedule, and I can speak to this one a little bit. I know when I'm teaching that class, my intention is to really strengthen the body, start working towards cultivating a handstand practice. I'm going to be putting handstand timings at the wall. My goal is for people to be able to hold handstand at the wall for 5 minutes. By the time they're doing that, when we go to the middle of the room, they're in it and they're strong and they're able to hold it and they're dialed in. Also going to be doing some deep back bending, some chanting and meditation. It's when I'm facilitating, it's going to be for people who want to take their practice to the next level, start really cultivating a deeper sense of strength to be able to execute more advanced transition, one arm balance to the next, things like that. What's your advanced practice going to be like?
Yeah, it'll be similar from the standpoint of working with some of the postures that, again, maybe you don't get to see all the time in regular public classes, and making sure that the functional strength and mobility is there, safe in the body, so that those postures can be accessed in whatever degree is available for that person. So everybody's body is different. What might work in somebody's body might not work in somebody else's. So we'll also be making sure that we're working individually with each person in those postures so that they've got their best version that they can do.
That's great.
Yeah. So.
That's great. Shayna, thank you so much for being a part of this studio. We are
so excited.
so lucky to have an expert like her on our team helping develop our teachers. It's really just such a dream come true for me. thank you so much, and I so look forward to deepening both our personal and professional relationship here. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
All right.